For 30 days, I let a wearable track almost everything about my life: my sleep, my steps, my heart rate, my stress, my workouts, my recovery, even the moments when I thought I was fine. But my body clearly disagreed. At first, I thought it would just tell me basic stuff like, you walked 8,000 steps or you slept 6 hours. But by the end of the month, it revealed something much deeper. It showed me how my daily habits were quietly controlling my energy, my mood, my focus, and even how well I recovered from stress. Honestly, some of the results surprised me. The rule was simple. For 30 days, I would wear the device almost all the time, during work, during exercise, during sleep, during stressful days, during lazy days, even on the days when I really did not want to know the truth. I wanted to see what my body was actually doing behind the scenes. Because most of us guess how healthy we are. We say things like, I think I slept enough. I feel kind of stressed. I probably moved around today. I'm sure I'm recovering fine. But a wearable does not care what we think. It measures patterns. And after a few days, the first pattern became clear. My body was telling a different story than my mind. The first major thing the wearable revealed was my sleep. Before this experiment, I thought I was sleeping okay. Not perfect, but okay. I would go to bed late sometimes, wake up a little tired, drink coffee, and move on. But the data showed something different. The problem was not only how long I slept, it was the quality of my sleep. Some nights I was in bed for 7 hours, but my actual restful sleep was much lower. My deep sleep was inconsistent. My wake-ups were more frequent than I realized. And on nights when I used my phone right before bed, my recovery score was usually worse the next morning. That was the first uncomfortable truth. Being in bed is not the same as truly recovering. And once I saw that pattern, I could not ignore it. The wearable made something invisible. It showed me that my next day did not start in the morning. It started the night before. The second thing it revealed was stress. And this one was strange, because some of my most stressful moments did not feel dramatic. There was no emergency, no major problem, no big argument, just normal life, work messages, deadlines, long screen time, too much caffeine, not enough breaks. The wearable picked up changes in heart rate and stress levels during moments when I thought I was calm. And that made me realize something important. Stress is not always loud. Sometimes stress looks like sitting at your desk for 4 hours without moving. Sometimes it looks like checking your phone every 5 minutes. Sometimes it looks like saying, I'm fine, while your body is running in overdrive. The device did not just track stress, it exposed the small habits that were creating it. The third discovery was about movement. I already knew walking was good for health, everybody knows that. But I did not realize how strongly my daily steps affected my energy. On days when I stayed under 4,000 or 5,000 steps, I usually felt heavier, slower, and less focused. But on days when I crossed 8,000 to 10,000 steps, my energy felt completely different. Even if I did not do a hard workout, just walking more made a noticeable difference. And the surprising part was this: small movements worked better than one intense workout followed by sitting all day. A 10-minute walk after lunch, a short walk in the evening, standing up between work sessions, taking calls while walking. These tiny things added up. The wearable made me realize that fitness is not only about the gym, it is also about what you do during the other 23 hours of the day. One of the most interesting parts of the experiment was heart rate tracking. My resting heart rate became one of the clearest signals of how my body was doing. On days after poor sleep, my resting heart rate was usually higher. After stressful days, it changed. After better sleep, hydration, and lighter evenings, it improved. That number became like a quiet daily report from my body. It was not emotional, it was not biased, it was just information. And over time, I started noticing the connection between my lifestyle and my heart rate. Late night meals affected me. Too much caffeine affected me. Poor sleep affected me. Even mental stress affected me. That was a powerful lesson. Your body keeps score, even when you are not paying attention. Before this experiment, I thought recovery just happened. You sleep, you wake up, you move on. But the wearable showed me that recovery is not automatic. Some mornings I woke up thinking I was ready to push hard, but the recovery data suggested my body was still under stress. Other days, I felt average, but my recovery score looked strong. This taught me not to treat every day the same. Some days are good for pushing, some days are better for maintenance. Some days your body needs rest before it can perform well again. And that changed how I looked at productivity, because sometimes the most productive thing you can do is not push harder. Sometimes it is recover better. But here is the part people do not always talk about. Tracking everything can become addictive. After a while, I started checking my numbers too much. Sleep score, stress score, step count, calories, heart rate, recovery. At one point, I realized I was letting the device decide how I felt before I even listened to my own body. If my sleep score was low, I expected to feel tired. If my stress score was high, I started thinking the day was already bad. That was an important reminder. Data is useful, but data should guide you, not control you. A wearable can give you feedback, but it cannot fully understand your life, your emotions, your goals, or your personal situation. It is a tool, not a judge. By the end of the 30 days, I did not become a completely different person. I did not suddenly become perfectly healthy, but I became more aware. And awareness changed my behavior. I started going to bed earlier. I reduced phone use before sleep. I walked more during the day. I took short breaks when stress started rising. I paid more attention to hydration. I stopped ignoring tiredness. The biggest change was not physical at first. It was mental. I stopped guessing. I started noticing patterns. And once you notice a pattern, you can change it. That is the real power of wearable technology. Not that it magically improves your health, but that it shows you the truth clearly enough that you cannot keep pretending your habits do not matter. So, what did the wearable reveal after 30 days? It revealed that my body was constantly sending signals. I just was not listening. It showed me that poor sleep affects everything. Stress can hide inside normal routines. Small movement matters more than we think. Recovery is something we need to protect, and health is not built through one big decision. It is built through small daily patterns. The wearable did not change my life by itself, but it gave me a mirror. And sometimes that is exactly what we need. Not more motivation, not more pressure, just a clearer picture of what is really happening. So here is the question. If you tracked your life for 30 days, what do you think your body would reveal? Like, subscribe and follow for more real-life experiments with technology, health, and the future of human performance.